All right, it's awesome to talk to Ice Cube right now by Zoom. He joins us with his LA Dodgers hat. As a Yankees fan, I won't be offended at all because of you are a legend, man. It's great to have you with us.
Oh man, thanks for having me.
It is great to see you. A hip hop legend, of course, but 40 years, Ice Cube, you started, I think that last year is when you started the Truth to Power tour. There aren't many artists that have music that they can do every decade. So I guess you're feeling pretty good about that and excited. How's the tour been going?
Amazing, amazing response. I started in 1985 with Dr. Dre and Eazy-E and NWA, and you look up and it's actually now 41 years, and lot of music, a lot of great songs, a lot of fan favorites, and you'll see them all when I come there on April 30th. So I can't wait.
Is it different at all when you're performing now as opposed to you did a few decades ago?
No, it's still all about rocking the crowd and making sure everybody have a good time. You still got to rock the mic. My microphone is on, so I don't rap over the record.
I love that.
It's real MCing, and got to give it your all, and that's how it is every time.
Getting ready for our interview to talk with you, I looked at some of the videos of some of the people who've gone to your show already, and it is all ages. We're not just talking about people our age who grew up with you. It's kids are really loving this music. And what do you think that is about that music that's just lasted so long?
Well, I think through my career, from me doing movies, and kids they grow up and then they'll see like the NWA movie, or they'll hear a record, and then they get curious and then they start becoming fans of the music. So what's great is you'll see all ages, all different demographics, everybody having a good time,
Right?
And it's a festive, fun event.
You mentioned movies, and I do, and I know this is, you're probably going to say, you're going to laugh at me, but my favorite movies are the Are We There Yet or Are We Done Yet? I have, every time it's on, if I'm switching channels, I'll land on it and start laughing at them. Those had to be so much fun. You got any plans to do any more movies like those?
Oh yeah, those movies are great, and they're one of the reasons I do have younger fans who love my work, is because I've done those movies. They grow up and have kids and show them those movies, so it's kind of a never ending cycle. We do plan to do Are They Gone Yet, which is the third installment. I can't wait to shoot it. Those movies are fun to do.
Well, and of course, another one of those is the Friday series. As we all know, the late John Witherspoon, he would come to our local comedy club here just about every year. He'd come on our show. Such a gracious, great man. He actually did a bit with me in our Good Day Kitchen that we use, with the whole bit about every time I come to the kitchen, you're in the kitchen. Just curious how you'll pay tribute to him, because he was such a funny man and such a talented man, but also a very gracious man.
Yeah, he was an amazing guy, that's been around. I've been laughing at John Witherspoon since I was, knee high to a horsefly. You know what I mean? It was like laughing at that dude, and then getting a chance to work with him and becoming friends with him. He's had me over. He plays the piano and sing and does all that kind of, old school Hollywood stuff. And it was just great to know him, work with him, and then create a character that's so beloved. And we're gonna miss him, but we're gonna still be fun.
Yeah.
He is a funny, funny man. When you started out, and I know there was a lot, going on, the Straight Outta Compton movie came out, and a lot of people learned about things through that as well. But in those early days, could you have imagined the longevity of what y'all were doing and how it was going to change music?
Not at all. We actually did the record. We thought it was going to be an underground success, that it wouldn't really see the mainstream at all. and it was the exact opposite. It was like as soon as we did the record, um, everything kind of went mainstream as far as the attention that the music got. A lot of controversy, a lot of, wasn't all gravy, of course. It was, some real struggle just for freedom of speech, just to be able to be the kind of artist, say what we feel. You wouldn't stop a painter from painting a picture
Mhm.
you didn't like. So, we felt like, we're artists and we want to paint the picture of what we know growing up and what we've seen, and put it to music and make it into art. And they were coming down on us for it. And we stood our ground. And here we are, um, 40 years
Mm.
later, we've been able to do some amazing things
Mm.
in music and business and movies and sports, and kind of shown that it was, really all about entertaining the people.
You first joined us when the Big Three launched, and that has become a huge success. People love the 3-on-3 basketball. The ratings jumped last year again. But I'm curious, can you still ball?
No, man, I retired. I went to the podium and I retired. You know, they're gonna hang up my jersey, but I'm done. I don't want to be an amateur with a pro injury, so I'm like, I'm good.
That is a great way to put
Yeah,
that.
I need to
Exactly.
follow that advice.
All right, as we get ready to wrap up, there's a lot of folks who are thinking, man, I've got to go to that show. It's going to take me back. What do you want to tell your fans who may be coming out to Tuscaloosa on April the 30th?
Come see me live. Come hang out. Come listen to some great music. Come see my story, and come have some fun.
It's Alabama country, though, Ice Cube.
It's all good, man. I get love everywhere, man.
I didn't know if you plan on giving a roll tide. Of course, there's another half of the state that may not like that.
We can roll tide. We could do that too. I'm down. Let's do it.
Do you have time to keep up with the current artists and what's going on in music right now? And if so,
No.
You don't? Yeah.
I just worry about Ice Cube.
Well, you know what? That's a smart thing to do, I bet.
It is indeed.
That's good advice, isn't it?
Mind your own, you live longer.
Oh, I love that. That's the words of wisdom right there, Ice Cube. You got a lot of it. Hey, you're a legend, man. We really appreciate you joining us. I know a lot of people looking forward to the show.
Anytime, every time.
All right.
Take it easy.
Thank you so much.